Okay. Now, this is not on my bingo card today. um oh, we're getting closer and closer every day. We are getting closer and closer every day. So, they have brought back the dire wolf, which is right here. I love it. I love this this is the time that's this is miss ever. Oh, holy crap. Like this is this is insane to think that they've been working on this for a while. This is a um long article here. Like I'll just kind of scroll down here. We'll take a look at the puppies in a second. They have it at puppies. There's when they were younger, and this is them. He is 5 months old, currently 80 pounds, and expected to weigh 150 pounds. He is half the weight of and in five months, look at that. Okay, now I don't know how fast a present day wolf, like a gray wolf or something like that. I don't know how fast they grow. Obviously this is like genetically modified, so this is like not, this is science is doing its thing. Science is just making stuff like it's coming back. But yeah, this is there's even more down here. There's so much in here. There's another picture of him. He's got I think it's a sister. Oh, no, Romulus. Sorry. Oh no, there's a third one too. Excuse me. Sorry. There's two more. So Romulus and then Khaleesi, I think is how you say that. I'm not good with those old type of names. But yeah, so there's two other ones here. One of them, the third one, that Khaleesi came a couple months after. Again, we'll go through this article. I'll kind of talk about this article. This is the two of them, the first two right here. I'm not going to watch the video. It's 7.5 minutes long. I'd rather just kind of read and skim through some parts. But again, if you want this, I'll link the article here in the description. But yeah. Yeah. We brought back an extinct animal. I hope in my lifetime, I hope I see a woolly mammoth. I hope I see a woolly. That I don't like that. That's just I would love that. I would absolutely love that. If you did not know, I think they talk about it right here. Oh, right here. A little further down. They have done woolly mice or a mouse. That one, I want to say that one only lived like a month, I think. That probably was a different article. I probably saw the date in a different article. But they have done mice or a mouse before. I think they did two or three of them. I don't think it was a single mouse, but they have done stuff like this before. Smaller animals. Obviously, there's been goats that have been brought back. I think there was it an ibex? I think there was an ibex that was brought back like about 10 years ago or something that lived, I think, for a year. I want to say something like that. Now. These things are 5 months old, and again, we don't know how long they're going to last. They're still, we have not become God yet. Essentially, we are not, able to just, have these things live for as long as a normal current day wolf would live, or as long as they used to live. I don't know. I think they used to live a couple of years. I want to say, I had a dog that lived at what did he live? 14 years, 15 years. So. Some dogs, obviously those are domesticated, not, straight up wolves, but some dogs can live, a long time and whatever. So if this thing lasts like a year plus, like I think that's a success. Then we just got to figure out how to, make it live longer, and then, then it can reproduce. And now it's not officially a dire wolf because obviously we're using samples and whatever, but it's not explicitly a diet wolf, a diet wolf. Yeah, well, yeah, it's a diet wolf. But obviously, because again, we're just we're basically making it with what we have, plus the blood samples and the DNA and everything that we found throughout the world. So, but this is just insane. This is insane. Yep. So okay. So the third one was not present. So that third one is a female. Okay. So it's two brothers and a sister. So it's three. Again, three of them here. The third one is 2 months old. Again, she got made a couple months after. They showed them off. They showed the two males off in a facility on March 24th. I don't know why I'm just hearing about this today. Everything's kind of exploding today. Like there's been articles like going all day about this. Like I saw one for like 7 hours ago. So I don't know why we're, what are we? 2 weeks? Oops, I just closed the thing. Yeah. We're 2 weeks since then, and apparently now. So the company is called Colossal, which was founded in 2021, and 130 scientists. Woolly mammoth, dodo, thylacine, Tasmanian tiger. So again, they just want to bring back a lot of stuff. I would love the dodo and thylacine to come. Again, this is the dream right here. I think this is every scientist's dream, but this is my dream too. I want to see a woolly mammoth. I want to see a woolly mammoth with my own eyes. I don't want to, like obviously it's cool. Like, hey, like, I'm seeing, I see this on my screen. I want to go there. I want to be like, look, maybe I won't touch a wolf. Even a mammoth is probably just as dangerous as touching a wolf, but whoo, I want that. This is like, where were we? This is like top of the best, like top of the top. Like this is best case scenarios to have, that. But again, a dodo would be cool. A thylacine would be cool. I'm not, again, you bring back a Tasmanian tiger, I'll be like, oh yeah, like you brought it back. I'm not, the biggest fan of that. That's probably number 4 on this list. But for me, of these 4, but it's an extinct animal. You bring that thing back, I'll be like, hell yeah. Company surprised the sciences community with the news in March. Copied mammoth DNA to create a woolly mouse. Oh yes, okay, yep. So we got a woolly mouse, literally like a month ago or something. Long golden coat, accelerated fast, fat metabolism of a mammoth. Speak to BT Barnum. Company has a reply. Claims that the same techniques he summoned back species from the dead could prevent existing. Could prevent endangered animals from slipping into extinction themselves. Oh, well, what they learned of storing the mammoth, they say could help engineer more robust elephants that could better survive the climate ravages of the warming world. Which, there's, we have a species in Africa that can survive a pretty warm day. I don't know about an Asian elephant, but maybe they're referring to the Asian elephants. Bring back the thylacine. You might help preserve the related marsupial known as the quoll. I don't know what that is. Learn to restore direwolf can similarly be used to support the endangered red wolf. There we go. There's another wolf species there. I don't know. Again, I think they live. I think it's probably like 5-6 years. I don't know what a wolf's lifespan is. Current day ones, I should say, modern ones. We are evolutionary force at this point. We're deciding that the future of these species will be. We are deciding what the future of these species will be. Hopefully that means bring them back. Bring them back. She suggests that 30% of the planet's genetic diversity will be lost by 2050. Yeah, we're 25 years from this. 25. Now that seems like a long time, but in the grand scheme of things, that's a blink of an eye. And we could lose 30% of the entire planet's genetic diversity in 25 years. That's insane. It's a vital tool to reverse that. Often frame the technology not as a moral good, but more of a moral imperative. A wave of humans who have driven so many species to the brink of extinction to get square with nature. Yep. Again, like the dodo we killed, stuff like that. Thylacine, if you want a future where both bionumerous and filled with people, we should give ourselves the opportunity to see what our big brains can do to reverse some of these bad things that we've done to the world already. Yeah. Again, yep. It's just all the stuff. Recently, what was it like? I guess not recently, but I think was it like 2007? I think there was it the white rhino went extinct or something. That's like one of the most recent animals to go extinct. So maybe we can bring that back. Yep, a seismic. Yep, there's a seismic one. Yeah, the first steps of the direction, but not everyone agrees. Scientific history is rife with examples of newly introduced species becoming invasive species. The doctrine of unintended consequences by humans. Who, I guess that's true. Like, think of rats coming over on the ships when think of Christopher Columbus when he discovered America and all that. Like think of like all like it kills the native wildlife and ruins a lot. So yeah, I understand that. I can understand that if you bring something back, it's like, okay, well, how's it going to affect the ecosystem now? Because we're just doing that. Dolly sheep was 30 years ago. Oh my god. Produces problems in clone animals such as large birth size, organ defects, premature aging, immune system problems. Cloning can be hard. Surrogate mother that gestures to clone embryo. That's There's going to be a lot of this until give us 50 years and we should be able to do pretty good. We should be able to do a lot better. Risk of death. There's a risk of side effects that are severe. A lot of suffering that is involved. There are going to be miscarriages. Yep, that's true too. It's five. It felt it when it was 5 or 6 weeks old. It's insane. To just hold those puppies. Oh my god. Turned her. Need to be in Halloween. Oh god. That's just. The first to produce a hollow that hasn't been heard on Earth in over 10,000 years. Takes surprisingly few genetic changes to spell a difference between a living species and an extinct one. Like other canids, a wolf has about 19,000 genes. Yeah, humans and mice have about 30,000. That's insane. We have they have like 2/3 of what we have. Just 20 edits and 14 genes of the common gray wolf. The dire wolf's called for making just 20 edits and 14 genes. Oh my god. Give rise to a host of differences, including the white coat, large size, more powerful shoulders, wider head, larger jaws, blah blah blah. Like, especially Halloween. Oh, yeah, we have huskies. Imagine that on steroids. Two samples, one a 13,000-year-old tooth, the other 72,000-year-old ear bone unearthed in American Falls, Idaho. This one was Sheridan Pit in Ohio. Oh my god. We were lent by the museums to the house them. Oh, that house them. Yeah, it was pain. I imagine it was painstaking. Like, it's just yeah, okay. So this is so that's the dire wolf. It looks like. Yeah, and then here's picture DNA and whatever 3D rendering. Dolly, 1996. Pigs, cats, deer, horse, mice, goats, gray wolves, and more than 1,500 dogs have been cloned using the same DNA. That's just insane. Took a less invasive approach, isolating cells not from a tissue sample of the donor gray wolf, but from its blood. Okay. Cells they selected were endothelin. God, I can't. This is the part of the science world that I'm just like, okay, no. We're gonna call it APC. Lining with blood vessels. Scientists that reworked 14 key genes in the cell's nucleus to match those of the dire wolf. No ancient dire wolf DNA was actually spliced in. Okay. Transformed into a denucleated ovum. Oh, wow. Okay, so they produced 45 of them. 2 surrogate hound mixes chosen mostly for the overall health. No but since they gave life to okay, I guess they're like, okay, so yeah, we need something that's gave birth to large puppies. So there you go. And each mother, when embryo took hold and produced full-term pregnancy, no dog experienced a miscarriage or stillbirth. That's good. October 1st, they were named Romulus and Remus. Remus. A few months later, Colosso repeated another clutch of embryos. Another surrogate mother, January 30th of this year. Khaleesi. I'm mispronouncing that so bad. Yeah. So October 1st and January 30th of this year. Bottle feather from the surrogates. Because the surrogates were actually becoming too attentive, disrupting the pup's regular sleeping and feeding schedules. Oh, okay. So they had to take them away. They were weaned at 8 years old and have been living the lives of healthy young direwolves since then. Since their birth, direwolves, they've lived on a 2,000-acre, oh my God, somewhere in the U.S., obviously they're not going to tell us. Also keep secrets to protect the animals. Again, yeah, because you don't want, someone coming in shooting your animals or stealing your animals or whatever, because, people will do that. Come on, we're trying to better the world. Don't freaking shoot the animals again. Don't do that. It's surrounded by a 10-foot fence, includes a smaller 6-acre site with a veterinary clinic, an extreme weather shelter, natural dens where the wolves can Yep. Around the clock. All right, I'm going to skip down to this because we're going to talk about the woolly mammoth here. I just kind of skimming this. We're just kind of looking at this. The effort to produce a woolly mammoth is on something of a tight schedule. The woolly mice gestated fast, hopping out into the world after a pregnancy of 20 days. Okay, all right. So it's 20 days for pregnancy. So I don't know how long they live. I thought they only lived like a month, but I was probably thinking of how long it took for pregnancy. So that was 20 days. The wolf pups took 65 days to bake. I love that. Asian elephants, the extinct woolly mammoth's closest surviving kin, requires 22 months. Longest gestation period of any animal. 22 months. That's why we start small. Oh, God. If they can do it, though. Genetic transformation will evolve even more than the one that created wolves, which is obviously, again, you're creating an animal 4 times the size. Well, I guess dire wolves are pretty big, so we'll say 3 times the size of a dire wolf. Like that's insane. Editing 65 genes to make a woolly mammoth. Oh my God. Originally 65 genes. Now we're talking 85 different genes, and some of those will have multiple functions like cold tolerance, additional subcutaneous fat layers, and a shaggy coat. As with direwolves, no ancient mammoth DNA will be spliced into the elephant's genome. The elephant genes will simply be rewritten to match the mammoths. The company says it has so far edited 25 of those genes and is on track for our embryos to be ready to implementation by the end of 2026 to meet its goal of a calf being born in 2028. 3 years. I'm sorry. I'm bouncing my camera around. Oh my God. 3 years they're saying this could be ready. 3. Oh. Cluster myths. No matter how the resulting woolly baby might look, cluster myths that in some respects it will be a mammoth in name only. The elephant. That's kind of like the same thing with the dire wolf. It's name only. They're elephant surrogates that have some mammoth DNA to make them recreate core characteristics belonging to mammoths. Yeah. Yep. It's hard to say the species has been brought back from the dead. Yeah. This is like this if it acts like a mammoth, if it's, treated like a mammoth, it does things like a mammoth and it breeds and it gives birth, then is it a mammoth? It might be a mammoth. Mammoth and direwolves are mammoths and direwolves by that definition. They have the key traits that make the lineage of organisms distinct. The question has become what to do with the mammoths you made once it's at large in the world. Bedevils all of Colossal's work. Might not be wrong when she says Ramilus, Remus, and Khalees are lucky wolves. That is true. It looks in terms of around the clock care, feeding, love, and will receive throughout their lives. But those lives will also be limited. Yes, that is true. That is how the first mammoth is going to go. Again, I'm not going to read anymore. There's look at this. Look at this. It's still going. Oh, we're talking about the IPEX. Rewilding Europe. Restore competing content. Yeah. Sorry, links. I thought that said ibex. My bad. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. There's a picture there. I'm gonna leave this picture right here. This is the baby Remus and 5 months old. 2 months old there. Holy crap. This is like gigantic. This is gigantic news. This is insane. If we can bring back a lot of these animals, again, these ones are cared for because obviously they're first of its kind that we're testing out. We're still trying to test out all the kinks and fix all the kinks. If we can bring back extinct animals, give me a woolly mammoth. Give me a woolly mammoth. Just give me a woolly mammoth. I'll take a saber-toothed tiger. Give me a ground sloth. What was the largest land animal? Imperium or something, I think it was called. Give me that. What's the thing with the spike? It's like an armadillo. Like I don't even know what it's called. Give me everything. Please. I want to touch a woolly mammoth. I want to touch a woolly mammoth. That is my goal in life now. That's how do you get bigger than that? I want to wrap up here. Let me know your thoughts on this. I know I went longer. I kind of, I went in a little more depth than I meant to, but there's so much here to discuss and talk about. And again, they're 5 months old. They're alive. We're finding out about them right now. So like, subscribe, share. I'm out of here. Peace.